All right, appreciate you guys having me. My name is Michael Ray Newman. I am from Dallas, Texas originally. I'll tell you a quick story about when I was in college. I was living my dream. I was basically 10 foot tall and bulletproof back then, super fly mullet, looking pretty good, speaking of the 80s, that was pretty awesome. But I was playing football in college. I was dating my hometown sweetheart. We had gone to school together, and it was really awesome. We went and dated a couple of years before that, and then we went to school, and her parents even liked me, which is really unusual for most of the girls I dated. But this was really unique. They were from a very rich family, and I was not, and it was a pretty small town. So they loved me though, because at Christmas time I got more presents than she did. It was great. She bought a Suburban, the mom did, to go watch me play football at all these podunk towns. It was really cool, right? Well, one day I called when I was out of town, and I played I would always call her from the payphone. We'd pump the quarters in, you know, get 2 minutes, and I'd call her up, say, how's it going? And she wouldn't answer, so we were like, what's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. I said, this 2 minutes is about to run out, and I'm done. I'm not going to call you back. I don't need more money. So, right. So it ran out. I hung up, and I walked off, and I said, I'm not calling her back. I waited a few minutes, and I called her back. But it was collect. So, come on. That's that, right? I didn't pay for it. I won that one. We went back and forth, and I said, what's wrong? And she said, I'm pregnant. And I don't know, you know what cartoon characters look like? When their eyeballs pop out, smoke comes out of their ears, and their bodies fall apart. That was the way I felt for that long. I pulled the phone away, took a deep breath, and came back. I said, that's fine, that's awesome, don't worry about it. Whatever it takes, we're going to make it right, it's going to be okay. Just do me a favor. Do not tell your parents until I get back. She said, okay. So I get back, and I go straight to her little apartment there, and I got in there, and I walked in there, and she's crying. like this, you know, like cry, that you can't breathe, cry. And I was like, what happened? I mean, I didn't know what's happened to the baby, something that happened to her, what's going on, what's wrong? And she said, I told my parents, and I was like, oh, I didn't want you to tell your parents without me. I said, what'd they say? Well, they disowned me, cut me off, and they said, if I marry you for the rest of my life, we'll have to buy all of our clothes at Walmart. Well, I just went, what's wrong with that? Good story. I did. I'll promise you that was not the right decision at that point. It did not work out very well. Well, I want to tell you, Matt Rush said we were leadership training, and he said, put down who motivates you. That's the first person I wrote down. And then you came up after and said, it might be a little negative. I spent my 20s proving that person right. 3 businesses failed. 2 homes foreclosed on. 2 cars repossessed. Your electricity and your utilities cut off over and over again. When I was moving out of my second house that was foreclosed on, I was by myself, moving it out, knock at the door, divorce papers. I don't blame her. Tomorrow it's going to be awesome. Next week we're going to make this. And this is like feast or famine, feast or famine. Shortly after that, we were still shopping at Walmart. So that didn't work out for me so well. Shortly after that, my son was diagnosed with a learning disorder called dyslexia. So I was like, sounds kind of familiar. I took the test, I was tested. I had the reading level of a 7th grader. 30 years old, nothing, you know, it didn't work out like I thought it was going to happen, right? After a pretty big pity party and a lot of soul searching, it was kind of like God walks over and he's kind of, you ready to listen now? He said, get up. So I got up, and I really started looking at what I did right, but more importantly, I started educating myself on what I did wrong. What did I do wrong about that? I looked in the mirror. Tony's self-talk, mine was a little bit different. Every single day I got up, I said, what can you do today? This is no kidding. I'd get in the mirror, naked or not naked, and I'd be like, what can you do right now to make your life better? What are you going to do today? I would have conversations with people, and I would say, after the conversation, I would get back in the car and I would look in my rearview mirror. What could I have done to make that conversation better? How can I make a win-win? What can I do to, do I want to be right or do I want to be successful? I would also said, I told myself I was going to operate with unsurpassed integrity, no doubt, no matter what else I did, that's what I'm going to do. I put together forecast, projection, and goals as I went through this deal personally and professionally. Mark, it was pretty cool because when I did that, I designed a procedure-based methodology that I was able to pick up and put down, and I have been able to pick up and put down in different industries and across different platforms. Today, I own several companies. 5 of them I brought from the ground up. We sold one of them for generational money. The mission statement for every single one of those things, and the reason I'm here today is because that's the quote of the golden rule. You get everything in life you want. We're just helping other people get what they want. That's it. And I truly believe that. My wife and I talked her out of divorcing me. She gave me a fourth chance. We said, real quick, I know I'm over my time, but when I sold one company, I was there with no socks on because I had traveled to LA because I had to put it in and the money hasn't funded yet. For this one company I sold, while I was doing my deal, I forgot my socks because I was dressed like Howard. I looked nice, but I was up there doing my dog and pony show with just no socks on, right? And I was waiting for this deal to fund. And my wife and I are on pins and needles. We signed the deal. It's all been done. We're just waiting on the wire transfer. Right before I went into the meeting like this, I was in there about to do my little deal. Banker calls and said, "Oh, congratulations, Michael, it's awesome." And I was like, all right, I called Carrie right away, and I called her back. I said, "We did it," and she didn't answer. So I ran off, and I took off in between lunch to go buy myself some socks. First store I went into, whipped up, bought some socks. She calls me back. I'm walking out, and she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm buying socks," because I forgot them. And she says, "Where are you?" And I stopped. I looked up, and I was at Walmart. My first purchase, when we could buy anywhere, do anything we wanted, was at Walmart. So I still shop there to this day.